Principle of autrefois convict and autrefois acquit. The principle of autrefois convict and autrefois acquit is a fundamental legal concept that prevents a person from being tried again for the same offense after a final conviction or acquittal. Autrefois convict. This principle, derived from the French term meaning already convicted, stipulates that a person who has been convicted of an offense cannot be tried again for the same offense, even if new evidence emerges. It ensures that once a conviction has been reached, the matter is considered resolved. Autrefois acquit. This principle, meaning already acquitted, protects an individual who has been acquitted of an offense from being tried again for the same crime. If a person is found not guilty, they cannot face retrial for the same allegations, reinforcing the protection against double jeopardy. Together, these principles, enshrined in Section 337 of the CRPC and Article 22 of the Constitution of India, prevent the state from repeatedly prosecuting individuals for the same crime, thereby preserving fairness and the finality of judicial decisions. In Indian law, the framing of charges is a crucial stage in criminal trials, governed by Sections 234 to 247 of the Criminal Procedure Code, CRPC. Section 234 restricts the number of charges in cases involving more than one offense, while Sections 235 to 237 discuss the procedure for framing charges and the rights of the accused. The court evaluates the material evidence to determine if there is a prima facie case against the accused. Section 247 empowers the court to discharge the accused if no case is made out. Sections 248 to 260 BNSS outline how a criminal trial is conducted in a court of session. Opening the case, the prosecutor explains the charges against the accused and 60 days clause. The accused can apply for discharge within 60 days of the case being committed. Accused may choose the plea bargain, means the accused can apply for a plea bargain. Final is conviction. The accused may be convicted if they plead guilty to the charges. Prosecution's evidence. The prosecution examines witnesses, including chief examination, cross-examination, and re-examination. Statement of the accused, and the accused makes a statement and defense witness. The defense examines witnesses and final arguments. The arguments are made, and a verdict is reached. Quantum of punishment. The punishment is determined, and judgment. The judgment is made. Trial before a court of sessions is governed by Sections 248 to 260 of the Criminal Procedure Code, CRPC. Section 248 outlines the procedure for framing charges and the trial for cases involving offences punishable with imprisonment exceeding 3 years. Sections 249 to 250 to deal with the conduct of the trial, including the presentation of evidence, examination of witnesses, and the defense of the accused. Section 253 to 260 detail the process for the judgment, including acquittal or conviction, and the punishment following a conviction. The Sessions Court is empowered to pass sentences based on the severity of the crime. Next, trial of warrant cases by magistrates. Sections 261 to 273 of the Bharatiya Nagrik Suraksha Sanhita, 2023, govern the trial of warrant cases by magistrates, covering the process of framing charges, presentation of evidence, and the outcome of the trial. Framing charges begins with Section 263, which mandates that the magistrate frame a written charge within 60 days of the first hearing. If the accused pleads guilty, Section 264 allows the magistrate to convict them based on this plea. Section 266 requires the magistrate to consider the defense's evidence, while Section 270 further ensures the defense is heard in the trial process. The trial outcome, governed by Sections 268 to 273, allows the magistrate to discharge the accused, decide on acquittal or conviction, and address the complainant's absence. Section 273 also enables compensation for baseless accusations. Sections 274 to 282 of BNSS 2023 govern the trial of summons cases by magistrates. Section 274 mandates the issuance of summons to the accused, while Section 275 outlines the procedure for recording the plea of the accused. Sections 276 to 278 cover the examination of witnesses and presentation of evidence. Sections 279 to 282 address the judgment, acquittal, or conviction, and the procedure for imposing punishment. Sections 283 to 288 of BNSS govern summary trials conducted by magistrates. Section 283 allows for a simplified trial process for minor offences, where the magistrate may proceed without formal charges. Section 284 outlines the procedure for recording evidence, typically in a concise manner. Sections 285 to 288 cover the judgment, where the magistrate may convict or acquit the accused and determine the punishment, with an expedited trial process aimed at swift resolution. The power to try summarily is outlined in Sections 289 to 293 of the BNSS 2023. Section 289 grants magistrates the authority to conduct a summary trial for offences punishable with imprisonment of up to 2 years. Section 290 specifies that such trials involve a simplified procedure, including the direct examination of witnesses and quicker proceedings. Sections 291 to 293 detail the judgment process, where the magistrate may convict or acquit the accused and impose a sentence, ensuring a more efficient trial for minor offences. Procedure. Sections 294 to 299 The procedure for trials, as outlined in the Bharatiya Nagrik Suraksha Sanhita, 2023, includes the steps to be followed during various stages of the trial, such as the filing of charges, examination of evidence, and presenting the case. These sections ensure the trial follows the legal framework for fairness and consistency. Record. Sections 300 to 303 The record refers to the official documentation of all proceedings, including witness testimonies, evidence presented, and the judgment. Sections 300 to 303 require that the court maintain accurate and comprehensive records of the trial for future reference or appeals. Punishment. Sections 304 to 309 Punishment refers to the penalty imposed on the accused after conviction. Sections 304 to 309 detail the types of punishments available, such as imprisonment, fines, or other legal consequences, depending on the offence's severity. Appeal. Sections 310 to 314 An appeal allows the accused or the prosecution to challenge a court's decision. Sections 310 to 314 specify the procedure for filing an appeal, the time limits, and the grounds for appeal, such as legal errors or procedural irregularities in the trial. Revision. Sections 315 to 318 Revision refers to the review of a court's decision by a higher court to ensure the legality and fairness of the judgment. Sections 315 to 318 outline the process for revision, where a higher court can modify or annul the decision if it finds errors in law or procedure. General provisions as to inquiries and trials. Person once convicted or acquitted not to be tried for the same offence, Section 337 and Article 20, Constitution of India, 1950. Section 337 of the Code of Criminal Procedure, CRPC, and Article 20 of the Constitution of India, 1950, establish the principle of autrefois convict and autrefois acquit, meaning that a person once convicted or acquitted cannot be tried again for the same offence. This principle ensures that no individual is subjected to double jeopardy, safeguarding their right to not face repeated trials for the same alleged crime. Section 337 of the CRPC specifically bars a person who has already been convicted or acquitted by a competent court from being retried for the same offence, even if new evidence emerges. This protects individuals from unnecessary legal harassment and maintains the finality of judicial decisions. Article 22 of the Constitution of India upholds this right by providing that no person shall be prosecuted or punished for the same offence more than once. It is an essential protection against the misuse of state power in criminal justice. Together, Section 337 of the CRPC and Article 22 of the Constitution protect individuals from the legal uncertainty and stress of repeated trials for the same offence, reinforcing the right to justice and ensuring the finality of judicial decisions.